Turtlings. This Rostermania has caused me to feel immense sadness. I know a lot of these moves are objectively good, but man, they still hurt. I wouldn't say this one is nearly as crazy as the last one we had, but it still has its moments. There's a couple pretty cool moves in there for sure. I'll start with Heroic, who are now mainly a Swedish team. They still have LNZ, Tanir, and Youngster, but now they also have Grix, a massive W, and Nilo. It was kind of a shock when they benched Xfloud. He was their second best player, and I feel like, at least from an outside perspective, there was no real reason to do this. Now, don't get me wrong, I am hyped to see Nilo play on this team. He was an absolute monster in tier 2 on Metasport, and next to Nilo, you have Grix, who I feel like is a slam dunk addition for this team. We don't know for sure how he's going to translate to tier 1, but nonetheless, I feel like Heroic consistently make the most obvious and good roster moves on paper. They just consistently pick up the best talents from tier 2. It works, their teams are always good, and then they end up selling their players for a bag later down the line. I am extremely excited to see how this team does end up working out. I think Grix is going to be a demon, and it's kind of cool to just see 2 countries total on this team, I guess. But yeah, Heroic, demons. We're still gonna have to wait and see what happens with Xfloud, but overall, I feel like these moves were pretty elite. And even though Saw is gone, I still do think the team won't be atrocious without him. They signed that coach from Mouse NXT, and Mouse NXT were always an elite academy team, so they'll probably be fine. Tanir's still gonna fucking fry. Grix is gonna fry. Nilo will fry. But we also do gotta talk about the guys who left this team, Saw and Sun Pius, over to G2. Now, I don't think it's official yet, but the rumors are minus Snacks, Hunter IGL, plus Maddie's from Fnatic, and then Sun Pius and Saw, of course. That's already been confirmed. Listen, I'm just gonna say it. Minus Snacks. Give it up, guys. I mean, they fucking did it. Oh my, I never thought this day would ever come. Will Hunter be a good IGL replacing him? The CT sides he's calling don't look great, but I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe it'll work out. I've only heard good things from the guys he's played with, the upper management, which you gotta take G2 upper management with a grain of salt, don't get me wrong. But it sounds like he has good leadership traits. Maybe he'll be good, I don't know. But them adding Saw is a generational move for this team, in my opinion. Saw has done God's work with Ents and now Heroic. I think he'll lock these boys in. I think he'll lock Malbs in. And Sun Pius is fine, I guess. I'm more hyped about Saw than Sun Pius. Sun Pius wasn't that good on Heroic. Like, don't get me wrong, he fried in tier 2, but against top 20 teams, he posted a 1.01 rating. That's passable as an AWPer. That isn't atrocious. It can be worse, but it doesn't really move the needle, I guess, that much for the team. In the Maddie's edition, they were rumored to get Kapersky, I think is how you say his name, which would have probably been a good addition. I mean, he is frying it up in tier 2. You never know how it's going to translate, but it looked like it would be probably a good move. But I love this Maddie's move, man. I think Saw can bring him back to what his peak was on Fnatic, and he hasn't even been that bad on Fnatic recently. I feel like he's been in their jail for so long. A lot of people kind of forgot about him, but this guy was a demon before Blame F joined, and even recently he's at a 1.17 over the past 3 months. So this listen, I think this addition is great. I think this G2 team is probably going to be fairly good. I don't know how good. Like, they weren't that bad. Even though they had Snacks and Hades, they weren't really that bad before. And you would think on paper this team should get much better, and I think they will. I don't think they're going to be a top 5 team, but a solid top 10 maybe wouldn't be that bad. Malbs can pop off. He's been extremely inconsistent, but he can pop off and be great. We've seen Heavy God pop off and be great. They could probably be a solid top 10 team. Luca Ozzy also benched himself on MIBR. I don't mind this at all. He kind of plays the same roles as Insani when he joined the team. He just didn't really transition into his new roles that well. Do we even know who they're replacing him with? Has there been any news? Oh, they're targeting Nyx. I don't know that much about Nyx. It's MIBR. They're probably still going to be mid. I don't think it's going to matter. Alert, alert. Extremely important Garmour announcement. The people over at Skin.Club were nice enough to allow me to give all of their money away to you guys. That's right. Garmour and Skin.Club are partnering up to give away a factory new Bowie Knife Tiger Tooth, a minimal wear off print stream, and a factory new AK-47 frontside Misty. What's Skin.Club? I'm happy you asked. Skin.Club is only available to those 18 years old or older. And remember, make sure to play safe and only deposit what you're willing to lose. Skin.Club is one of the biggest case opening websites on the planet with a completely provably fair and honest system. Along with this, you can open free cases every single day. They even have a battle system where you can play other players along with an upgrade system. And to keep things fresh, they have have new events every month that bring new cases and giveaways. You can get started today by using one of their various deposit methods such as Card, PayPal, or even your old skins. But wait, if you use my link in the description, you will get a 7% deposit bonus. 7%? That's freaking crazy! All you have to do to get entered to win one of these 3 skins is subscribe, and by using code Garmour on Skin.Club. The giveaway will officially end on Sunday, July 19th, and the skins will be given away live on Monday, July 20th. Anyways, thank you to Skin.Club for sponsoring the video, and important announcement over. Next, we have Kersey in for Slend on Gamerlegion. He has a 1.2 over the past 3 months in tier 3. Tier 8. I'm a little suspect of this move, but I'm just gonna trust Ash. Ash knows more CS than I do. So if this guy caught his eye, I trust him, okay? I'm sure this will be fine. I honestly thought his rating was worse. I thought he was incredibly mid in tier 2, and I was wondering why they picked him up in the first place. A 1.2 in tier 2 is great, so maybe he will be good. Slend was just, he was so inconsistent, man. Like, I saw the flashes there. He was so good in endpoint when he played for them. And like, I sometimes saw those flashes on Gamerlegion. He just couldn't really put it all together. He was sometimes their worst player by a lot at tournaments, and it held them back so much. So I don't mind the replacement. I really don't know that much about him. Hopefully he's elite. Ash is a great coach, and he basically is the GM of this team as well. So I am just going to not say anything bad. I'm gonna trust in Ash. He has a good rating. I haven't watched him play. Maybe he'll be good. If he can be more consistent than Slend was, that might just be all Gamerlegion needs. I don't really know if this counts as a Rostermania move. I think it does. It happened during the Rostermania area of moves, I guess. But Hooksy joins Astralis. Guys, that tournament he stood in for them at Astana, I mean, it's the best Astralis have looked in literal years. And he barely had any time to practice with the team, I think. Basically, Hoopsy's a fucking goat. And honestly, this might have been the only move they could have made to not be completely hated into the ground. I still don't like the Stabby duo, but Device is chill, Stare is chill. I like Hooksy. So when 3 out of the 5 players on the team, I don't mind. I can't really overly hate them that much. I still hate the management, but I actually am kind of intrigued by Astralis going into this next season. Ah, yes. Kiosuke to Falcons. What do you guys say? I'm just gonna call him Kyo. Kyo to Falcons, man. For Magisk. Guys, I have a genius idea. What if we just had 3 players on our team that all did the same thing? Why hasn't anyone else considered this? But what if those 3 players were also all incredibly good? Someone's gonna have to adjust their roles. We're gonna have to see who. Maybe someone's gonna take a slight dip in form. I mean, I'm almost positive someone switching roles is gonna take a slight dip in form. At least a little bit. Maybe they'll be able to adjust. I honestly believe that Nico could adjust to play any role in the game if he really wanted to. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. At the end of the day, this team is going to be incredibly exciting to watch no matter what happens. If they fail, it'll be entertaining. If they just run around headshotting everyone, that will also be entertaining. I mean, dude, this Falcons roster on paper is fucking insane, man. And I mean, it's not like it matters. I mean, if this move doesn't work, another 20 billion to some more star players. They'll figure it out eventually. Imperial has made some incredibly intriguing moves. I've been a hater of this team for a long time because they're just bad. Vinny is bad. He's a terrible caller. But I actually really don't mind what they did. They signed Cello from Furia, which is good. Like, I think Cello can be great on this team. I think he can return to form. But they also benched Decenti, which confused me because he's your best rifler and he's young. The team needed a change. I think the best change would be to change the captain, but who the fuck do you replace Vinny with? There is no one to replace him with. So I do understand their situation is kind of tough, but they replaced Decenti with SHR, the guy who played on Saw. Maybe this works. Potentially, possibly, maybe. Try is a demon. Cello can be very good. SHR looked like a freak when he played on the dead team Saw, not before that. And SHR is originally an AWPer, so like double AWP on CT side, potentially. We'll have to see. I don't think this team's gonna improve that much because, like I said, Vinny is mid, and I think he's going to hold them back. Also, when I was talking about the Falcons part, I forgot to mention that they actually have an academy team now. Listen, man, hate Falcons all you want. I get it. I also hate the org, but them entering this scene with an academy team is so good. The more academy teams in this scene, the better. So listen, a rare Falcons W, okay? I don't know how anyone can possibly be mad about that. Perfecto joins VP. Buddy's out of jail. Finally. I'm just happy to see Perfecto playing on a team. being on VP, I mean, it's definitely an upgrade over Flamus, who, listen, I'm not a Flamus hater. This was not Flamus's fault, man. They just completely ruined him, and I feel bad. It basically was a soul was traded for a soul. Perfecto was in C9 contract jail, and he got out, but now Flamus is in VP contract jail, so hopefully he can play in a real team. He's an incredibly talented player. Enough of that. Getting into Perfecto, like, he's gonna play the roles that Flamus was playing much better. I mean, he's naturally an anchor, so I think the team will improve. I don't think they're going to improve like drastically. I think they're still going to be kind of in around the same. Maybe they'll be like lower top 10 in the world. I don't think they're going to skyrocket to being like a top 6 team in the world, but they'll be fine. It's a good move on paper, but it's still electronic IGL. It's still VP, so we don't want to go too crazy. All right, now we're getting to the point where the moves start to make me incredibly sad. Makaze joins Navi's main roster. I made a video talking about this. I thought they would do this, but I did get part of that wrong. I thought it would be for Ema. I did not take into consideration JL would bench himself. I will never understand the JL hate. I don't get it. No, you know what? Actually, I do get the JL hate. Because if you don't like him, he either A, proved you wrong when you said the Navi roster moves were bad and he was a tier 2 bot, or B, fucked your favorite team and then won a major, or C, had sex with your mother. It's a rare case, but we can't rule it out. Having big personalities is so good for this scene, and honestly, we are gonna take a hit losing him. Honestly, it sucks so much, man. I totally get, like, all the reasons he listed were completely valid, so I'm not upset with him at all. I totally get it, but it does, like, at the end of the day, it does still stink. Now, Navi needed a change. This team had been dull, stale, vibes were bad. They needed something to change, and we'll have to see. I think Makaze does give them some more flexibility with what they can do. I think he gives them, like, a hard entry factor that they didn't really have before on T sides. So I do think at least schematically this will help the team out. It'll give Alexi more options instead of slow defaults every fucking round. They finally might have a good spear to their attack. Sometimes Emo would go in, but he's not, like, by nature really in hard entry. I just think this will work out better, but fuck, man, I'm gonna miss JL. He's gonna be doing social media. He's gonna be doing YouTube. So, like, we're still gonna have him, but it's not gonna be the same. You guys know what I mean. Now, while the Navi roster move was sad, but it did make sense. The team needed a change. A roster move that's sad and makes completely no sense is Wildcard benching Stanislaw and Fuzi for Friend from their academy team, who has been good in tier 2, and Peeping, who has been good in tier 2 NA, but what the fuck are we doing here? Apparently, the higher-ups at Wildcard and Stanislaw had some disagreements, so Stanislaw was benched. He wanted to build the team his way. They had some different visions. Yeah, well, you know, good on you, OnlyFans org. Maybe you do know more CS than Stanislaw. And while we're at it, you guys might be onto something, because yes, you did bench probably your 2 most important players, an IGL and an Opper, in a region with literally no IGLs or Oppers. But hey, you picked up an Opper who might be as good as Fuzi, probably much worse, but he was in your academy team already, so he was free. And Peeping. But you know what you guys don't have now? A fucking IGL. Who is going to call for this team? We're just defaulting every round. We're playing off vibes now. Listen, I think Wildcard has lost the plot. I mean, NACS is not nearly back, but having more teams that are like semi-good, like tier 1.5-ish, is very helpful. And I fear Wildcard may have just turned into a tier 2 team, because who's gonna call Sonic? Like, I think it is gonna be Sonic, but like, I don't even think Sonic really wants to play. I heard somewhere that he was just playing for this season, but they had to keep him for the VRS points. Hopefully Stanislaw joins like Sentinels or something, some different NA team, and makes them good, because I just can't believe it, man. Join M80. I know I also read somewhere that maybe he would just be a coach. Just keep playing, man. Just keep playing. Maybe he can like make a big difference as a coach and like coach up a young NA player to be an IGL. I guess that would be helpful, but the fuck are we doing, boys? Speaking of M80, M80 also made a roster move, and so did NRG. And the one team everyone thought was gonna make a roster move, Liquid, did not, which I actually like, okay? I don't agree with removing NAF after 6 bad months of play. I think NAF has still got it in him, so I am totally fine with them keeping him. But they are just an EU team now. They're gonna be competing in, I think, EU qualifiers most of the time, which you know, you guys aren't NA anymore. I guess I'll somewhat support you because I do like the team you have, but ugh. Anyways, no, yeah, we had an NA Rostermania. I might make a separate video talking more about this. I'm not sure yet. Rek was benched on M80 and Hext joined from NRG. Now, this move out of every single NA team probably makes the most sense. I would say M80 probably did need a change. Rek has not been great against top 20 teams, but then again, neither has Hext. I would say out of every single NA team, M80 has the chance to be the best just solely because of Lake. I think think Lake is probably the best young prospect in the entire scene right now. So I'm okay with this. You know, I'm not going to hate on this. We'll have to see how it works out and if Hex can develop against better teams. But then we get to the team that Hex left, NRG. What am I reading in these reports, bro? So Hex goes to M80. OC bench, which I'm okay with. I'm not a big OC believer, but the replacements are Carson and Zodic. Do you guys even know who the fuck Zodic is? If not, then good, because he does not want you to know who he is. This was all a part of his plan. Let's read a little about them. Carson is a journeyman and a rifler who has never found success abroad, while Zodic is a complete enigma, having never played a LAN event in his career, fraught with controversy and numerous hiatuses from the game. We keep going. Out of the server, Carson has proven a polarizing figure as he has battled a reputation of being a toxic teammate, being punished by FACEIT multiple times while former teammates have criticized him on multiple occasions. Additionally, his brief ban by ESIC due to allegedly failing to report a conspiracy to match fix by his former teammates in 2021. The good news, he's a versatile player. He can do whatever roles you need him to do. And Zodic, he played for Splice in 2018, has never attended a LAN event with anxiety and other issues allegedly prompting him to skip multiple hugely important events the past 7 years. He is also a complete unknown on social media, foregoing X and Twitch entirely. He has also retired multiple times and even allegedly hid his identity years ago to stay out of the limelight. The good news, he has a 1.34 over the past 3 months. And one of the last few moves that made me very sad was Magic's being benched on Spirit. We all knew this move was coming, but it doesn't mean that it hurts any less. And he was replaced with Zwei. Now, this kid is a fucking freak. I love this move on paper. I think it is genuinely a phenomenal upgrade. I still liked Magic's. I'm still sad that he's gone. But this is kind of more similar to the NAVI one, where I do actually think that the team will probably improve from this. He was so incredibly good on Amiga. He's only 17 years old. And now looking at it, the core of this Spirit team is incredibly young. I mean, you have Donk, Zontix, and Zwei now. Zwei? An incredibly young core. I think they're, what, 17, 18, 18? Maybe Zontix is 19. Zontix is 19 now, but even still, I mean, listen, I love this Spirit team. I think they are going to cook this next season. Will they cook more than Vitality? Probably not, but I think they will still be a formidable team. We also had BetBoom benching Zorte and picking up Art Frost on loan. Kind of a side grade for me. I didn't really think Zorte was an issue on this team at all. I don't know how we're replacing Zorte before Exile, but it is what it is. We also had a couple coaching changes in NA. Former Liquid coach Mither has joined Complexity, and former Navi analyst Flashy has joined Liquid. I'm not a big knower of coaches, but I mean, maybe they will work. I don't know. Yes. And of course, the move that I've been saying should happen for months at this point. JKS has joined FlyQuest for Liaz. Thank the lords. This was such an obvious move on paper, and I'm actually so happy the org just went and did it. I think this is an immediate upgrade for the team. I'm happy to see JKS back in his home country. Good job, FlyQuest. And Simple will not be staying on FaZe because FaZe is broke, apparently. Just start another gambling site. I mean, it can't be that hard. But Brokey is back to the starting roster. FaZe is back to being mediocre and boring, I guess. Maybe Brokey will play better than he did before. I believe that he can, but even if he does, I'm not very high on this FaZe team. And finally, Maitzi, I think is how you say his name, has joined the Ents main team from Ents Academy. Why, you might ask? Because Kapersky, the guy who was rumored to join G2, actually is going back to NIP. He played on NIP Academy, was bought out by Ents, and now he is back to the same org. I love this move for NIP. Eras Dose and U-Jerks were kind of stinking up the place. They were doo-doo. And this NIP team actually looked incredibly exciting when they did play at Astana. So I think this is great for the team. You know, a solid upgrade. Hopefully we get NIP at more events next season. What's the rank? They're ranked 23 in the world. Okay, they're actually going to be playing at real events. So this, I love this move. Will U-Jerks be able to actually play well? We'll have to see. But, you know, this is a good move. And I don't think I missed anything else. Let me check. I think that's pretty much everything. So yeah, guys, this Rostermania wasn't as insane as the last one we had, but it is still very good. I like having these little periods after the major. It's incredibly fun. And my main takeaway is none of it's gonna matter. It's just gonna be a Vitality sweep. I mean, just kill me already.